Biography of Muhammad Ali. Chapter 1. Early Life. Muhammad Ali was born as Cassius Marcellus Clay, Jr. on January 17, 1942, in Louisville, Kentucky, USA. He grew up in a poor neighborhood with his younger brother, Rudy, and his parents, Odessa and Cassius Clay Sr. from a young age. Ali was a lively and energetic child, often getting into trouble. When he was 12 years old, his bicycle was stolen, which led him to take up boxing to learn how to defend himself. His passion for boxing grew quickly, and he began training at the local gym under the guidance of trainer Joe Martin. Ali showed great talent in the sport right from the start. At 12, he was already practicing regularly and learning the basics of boxing. Soon after, he became known for his speed, skill, and confidence. In his early amateur career, Ali quickly became a local champion. His talent didn't go unnoticed, and by 18, he had already won the Golden Gloves title, a prestigious amateur boxing competition. Ali's confidence, combined with his growing skills, made him stand out from other boxers. Ali's rise in the boxing world was fast, and he had big dreams of becoming the world champion. He was confident, outspoken, and determined to succeed. His charisma made him famous even before he reached the highest levels of boxing. By the time he was a teenager, Ali was already being recognized as one of the brightest prospects in the world of boxing. His journey to greatness had only just begun. Chapter 2. Becoming the Champion. Muhammad Ali's big breakthrough came in 1960 when he won the gold medal in boxing at the Rome Olympics. This victory marked the start of his incredible career in professional boxing. Shortly after, Ali turned professional and began fighting in the heavyweight division. His talent and speed in the ring were unmatched, and his fighting style was different from most others. Ali relied on his quick footwork and sharp jabs to wear down his opponents. He also developed a reputation for his quick wit and bold personality outside the ring. In 1964, at the age of 22, Ali stunned the world by defeating Sonny Liston to become the world heavyweight champion. His victory was unexpected, as Liston was considered unbeatable. After the win, Ali announced that he had converted to Islam and changed his name to Muhammad Ali, saying, "I am the greatest." His famous statement reflected his confidence and his belief that he was destined for greatness. This victory and his bold personality brought Ali to international fame. Ali's unique fighting style and charisma made him one of the most popular and talked about athletes in the world. He became known for his ability to float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, which described his quick movements and powerful punches. His boxing skills, combined with his vibrant personality and public statements, made him a household name. He had a gift for making people listen, both inside and outside the boxing ring. Chapter 3. The First Exile. In the mid-1960s, Muhammad Ali became more than just a boxer. He became a symbol of pride and resistance. Ali was outspoken about many issues, including racism and the Vietnam War. In 1967, when he was drafted to fight in the Vietnam War, Ali refused to serve, citing his religious beliefs in opposition to the war. His refusal was based on his belief that the war was unjust and that he should not be forced to fight in a foreign conflict. This decision led to his boxing license being revoked, and he was stripped of his world heavyweight title. Ali's stance against the war caused a lot of controversy, with many people criticizing him for not supporting his country. However, Ali remained firm in his beliefs and refused to back down. He stated that he had no quarrel with the Viet Cong and that he would not fight in a war that he did not believe in. This period of exile was a difficult time for Ali, but it also showed his courage and dedication to his principles. He was banned from boxing for several years and lost his prime fighting years. Despite this setback, Ali never gave up. He continued to speak out for what he believed in, even when it meant facing criticism and challenges. His decision to stand up for his beliefs made him a hero to many, especially to those who opposed the Vietnam War and supported the civil rights movement. His exile only strengthened his reputation as someone who was willing to fight for what was right, both inside and outside the ring. Chapter 4. The Return to Boxing. After a few years, Muhammad Ali was reinstated in boxing in 1970, and he quickly returned to the ring. His first fight back was against Jerry Quarry, which he won. Ali's return was highly anticipated, and fans were eager to see the champion fight again. Despite being away from the sport for several years, Ali proved that he was still a force to be reckoned with. He was determined to regain his title and reclaim his place as the world's best boxer. Ali's comeback was highlighted by some incredible victories, including a win over the former champion Joe Frazier in 1971, which became one of the most famous rivalries in boxing history. Ali and Frazier would go on to fight 3 times, with each battle being a brutal test of strength, skill, and determination. The fights between them were legendary, and they were seen as a clash between 2 of the greatest fighters of all time. Ali's win in their first encounter helped restore his reputation as a champion. In 1974, Ali fought George Foreman in one of the most famous boxing matches ever, known as the Rumble in the Jungle. Foreman was the undefeated champion, but Ali used his brilliant strategy to defeat him. Ali famously roped a dope, allowing Foreman to tire himself out before striking back with powerful punches. The victory was one of the greatest comebacks in sports history and helped solidify Ali's legacy as the greatest boxer of all time. Chapter 5. The Thrilling Rivalries. One of the most exciting parts of Muhammad Ali's career was his intense rivalries with other boxing legends. His rivalry with Joe Frazier is one of the most famous in sports history. Their first fight, known as the Fight of the Century, took place in 1971. Frazier defeated Ali in a brutal 15-round fight, and it was a heartbreaking loss for Ali. However, the two would meet 2 more times, with Ali winning the final 2 matches. These 3 fights are still remembered as some of the best in boxing history. Another one of Ali's great rivalries was with George Foreman. Foreman, a powerful and undefeated fighter, was expected to easily defeat Ali in their 1974 bout in Zaire. However, Ali used a clever strategy to wear Foreman down, ultimately knocking him out in the 8th round. This fight is one of the most iconic moments in boxing, and Ali's victory was seen as a triumph of intelligence and heart over brute strength. Ali's rivalry with these fighters, along with his confrontational style and charismatic personality, made him the most famous boxer in the world. His ability to trash-talk his opponents, combined with his incredible skill in the ring, made every fight he was in a must-watch event. His rivalries and fierce competition helped elevate boxing to new heights, and he became a global icon. Chapter 6. The Greatest of All Time. Muhammad Ali's boxing career reached its peak in the 1970s. He became the undisputed heavyweight champion and was regarded as the greatest boxer of all time. His speed, agility, and ability to take on any opponent made him a champion in every sense of the word. He was known for his incredible stamina, his punching power, and his mental toughness, which allowed him to win even in the most difficult situations. In 1975, Ali fought in what would be his final match with Joe Frazier, known as the Thriller in Manila. This fight was one of the most grueling in boxing history, and it took a toll on both fighters. Ali won the match after Frazier was forced to retire after the 14th round, and it solidified Ali's place as the greatest of all time. This fight was a symbol of his determination and willpower as he pushed himself to the limit. By the end of the 1970s, Ali had become a global superstar, known not just for his boxing skills, but also for his larger-than-life personality. He had transcended the sport of boxing and became a symbol of freedom, equality, and self-confidence. He was loved by millions of fans around the world, and his influence stretched far beyond the boxing ring. Chapter 7. The Decline of Ali's Career. In the 1980s, Muhammad Ali's career began to decline. He continued to fight, but his body was no longer as strong and quick as it had been in his prime. Ali's health started to suffer due to the toll that boxing had taken on his body. He fought in a few more matches, but his performance was not as dominant as it once had been. One of his most famous losses came in 1981 to Trevor Berbick, which was a heartbreaking end to his career. Despite his decline, Ali remained a beloved figure in the sport and continued to inspire others. His courage, resilience, and personality made him one of the most respected athletes in history. Even though he was no longer the champion, his legacy was already solidified. Ali's impact on boxing and on society as a whole was undeniable, and he had already achieved greatness beyond measure. In 1984, Ali was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, a condition that affects the nervous system and causes tremors and difficulty with movement. It is believed that the disease was caused by the many punches Ali took during his career. Despite his health struggles, Ali continued to live a life of purpose, working to raise awareness about Parkinson's disease and helping others who were affected by it. Chapter 8. The Legacy of Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali's legacy extends far beyond boxing. He is widely regarded as one of the most important athletes in history, not only because of his remarkable achievements in the ring, but also because of the way he used his fame to fight for social justice and equality. Ali was an outspoken advocate for civil rights and refused to be silenced on important issues. His courage in standing up for what he believed in, even when it was unpopular, has inspired generations of people. Ali's influence also spread beyond sports. He became a global ambassador for peace, using his platform to speak out against war and injustice. His famous refusal to fight in the Vietnam War and his support for African American rights made him a hero to millions of people around the world. He became a symbol of resistance and strength, someone who would not back down from standing up for what was right. Even after his passing in 2016, Muhammad Ali's legacy continues to live on. He is remembered not only as the greatest boxer of all time, but also as a champion for human rights, peace, and justice. His impact on boxing and the world will never be forgotten, and his name remains synonymous with greatness. Chapter 9. Inspiring Future Generations. Muhammad Ali's life and career continue to inspire future generations of athletes, particularly boxers. His unique combination of athleticism, personality, and activism has set a standard that many strive to follow. Young boxers look up to him not just for his skills in the ring, but for his courage to stand up for his beliefs, regardless of the consequences. Ali showed that athletes have a responsibility to use their platform for good and to speak out against injustice. Many young athletes who have come after him, including some of the most famous boxers of today, cite Ali as their greatest inspiration. They admire his confidence, his intelligence in the ring, and his ability to change the world with his words and actions. Muhammad Ali taught the world that sports are not just about winning. They are about using your influence to make a difference in society. Ali's legacy also continues to influence the world outside of sports. His message of peace, unity, and equality continues to resonate with people everywhere. He remains an enduring symbol of how one person can change the world by standing firm in their beliefs and fighting for what is right. Chapter 10. The Enduring Influence of Ali. Muhammad Ali's impact continues to be felt around the world. He remains an iconic figure not only in sports, but in the broader cultural and political landscape. His story of rising from humble beginnings to become a global icon serves as a powerful reminder of what is possible with talent, hard work, and determination. Ali's career and life are proof that one person can have a lasting impact on the world. Through his foundation and charity work, Ali's influence continues to help those in need. He used his fame and wealth to help others, particularly those who were disadvantaged or oppressed. Even as he faced health challenges in his later years, he remained committed to making a difference in the world. Muhammad Ali's life and career are a testament to the power of belief, resilience, and courage. His achievements inside the ring and his impact outside of it ensure that his legacy will live on forever. Ali's journey from a young boy in Louisville to the greatest boxer and humanitarian the world has ever known is a story that continues to inspire millions.